more about your stuff because I know you own a gym, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes London comes and he trains.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
And Josh
he needs you.
he
won't listen to me because I'm a girl, apparently.
Josh, Brandon, and London were coming to my gym for a little bit.
Oh, really?
And then Josh and Brandon started doing their own thing finally at their own gym. I'm like, it is kind of funny. I'm like, you guys are like coming here.
You guys have your own gym.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
London's like, man, I just don't have the time. He's like, I need somebody. And I've trained him off and on since he was in high school.
Yeah.
Because I used to
back in his back
when that
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've trained pretty much all of his siblings, his mom. When that was Anytime Fitness, I was like,
okay, so you're the John that they talk about.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
now
the
I
John.
get it.
I was the trainer there back in like, I don't know, 2011, whenever they built that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, and then
you
I was
must have come along after it because I worked there as like a just like manager kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But it must have been right before.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did off and on for a long time, and then I finally built my own gym, and Camilla was still getting me to go down there and train the Silver Sneakers class because all the old ladies loved me. So I'm like, all right, I'll keep teaching you guys. But then once she shut it down, and then London started the Fit Club, he's like, man, I need to come back and start working out with you. And he has, and then it's the same thing. It's like off and on. I'm like, all right, dude, commit.
It's hard to get there. Well, it
is. My gym's a lot further away,
so,
than some of the people that are down there.
I try and go like once a week, but it's hard for me.
Where is your gym?
It's in Orem.
Okay. I was thinking it was in Spanish Fork.
Yeah.
No, it's in Orem.
That's cool. How long have you been open for?
This gym, a couple years.
Sweet.
And then I had a garage gym, like a 700 square foot like garage in my backyard that I was running for several years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
That's
then
cool.
I've worked at so many different gyms.
Yeah.
I've done tons of different training.
Yeah.
And ran a doTERRA business. And now I'm helping my buddy out with property management stuff. He's like, he asked me to, and I'm like, well, I have Tuesday, Thursdays off, so I can do that. I can work some hours, which is fine. I mean, like, we work for some pretty wealthy people, so we get a high rate. So it's almost like my training rate. So
That's
it feels okay.
That's awesome.
Plus, I mean, what better? Get out in the sun,
might as well get outside and
get some brown.
Get a tan.
get some manual labor in, you know. So
my husband's always competing with me because he's Hawaiian, and so he'll get mad when I'm starting to get tan. I'm like, dude, I can't compete with you. Are you serious?
Because his tan is a better colored tan.
Yeah, it's like tan. It's not like red tan.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Whatever.
Did you meet your husband in Hawaii?
No, we actually met in like junior high school.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But we were just always friends, and it's kind of funny because I actually trusted him for, I basically like screened him for 7 years. I was screening him. I was like, can I trust this person? Is he truly my friend? Are there ulterior motives? Apparently he always had a crush on me, but like I friend zoned him over and over and over again for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then we started dating when I was like
persistent.
21.
He's persistent.
He really truly was.
Yeah. Pays off.
But he's awesome. I mean, he's been probably the biggest thing that's helped me to heal. I've had to do a lot of therapy. I mean, that's really probably the only reason why I'm able to have clear conversations about my trauma is because I've done a lot of therapy, and I'm really grateful for like those resources that I've been able to have access to.
Yeah.
I went through therapy in my 20s, and
I've been
definitely
really
helped.
thinking about doing it. Like they have this website, betterhealth.com, and you can just talk to a therapist online or
Is this
whatever.
a promotional little shout out?
No. But
go to www.
But I've been thinking about doing that because I've been through a lot. Like I overdosed at one time, and I had my brain injury, and so there's some issues that I deal with on a regular basis. And I think just having someone to talk to, like I have John to talk to, obviously, but having someone that knows how to deal with that kind of thing is
Totally.
Yeah.
It's huge. Just someone that has the tools, that has like been trained on how to do that. It's something that a lot of people avoid doing until it's too late. And I think that's the big issue with like the healthcare system in America in general is we only go to the source of healing when it's almost like
when
rock
it's already,
bottom.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
rock bottom. Okay, now we'll get help.
When it's almost too late.
They just keep putting a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put a Band-Aid over it. It's like when
Yeah.
you're driving in your car and the oil light comes on.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea to take the bulb out or put a little Band-Aid over the? And now I don't see the oil light. Let's keep driving. What's going to happen?
Or when you're...
It's going to break down, and that's the
Yeah.
same way with your physical, mental,
Yes.
spiritual health.
Yeah.
You don't want it to break down. You got to fix those problems.
Like when
It's
you
true.
feel tired and you drink a Monster.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think that's definitely our thing that we need to evolve from right now in the United States. I mean, we've seen the impact of that, especially this last year and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We just sucked at prevention, and it's like it was a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So
If people would just take care of all of those different areas, your physical health, your
Yeah.
mental health, your spiritual health, your relationships.
And
Yes.
like
Work on
the
all that stuff.
Last person we had on, Heath, was talking a little bit about that. Like, it's a wake up call to America or the whole world, actually, but it's a wake up call to get your physical health in check and get your emotional health in check, because it's just something like that can really affect how you feel, like getting your physical health in check. That affects everything else.
It affects your confidence, your self-esteem, all that kind of stuff. I have that in my gym. A lot of people, like, they may not change physiologically as much as they want to because they still won't work on their diet.
Yeah.
But when they're at the gym and they're working
the
out, and
biggest battle.
right. But when they're working out, you see
working
their
out, that counts, right?
Yeah.
Check mark, physical health done.
now I can eat
1 hour.
a sleeve of Oreos. Right?
Exactly.
But the thing is like it's a step.
Yeah.
And it does, because of the strength that they gain, the mobility they gain, they start feeling better about themselves, right? Confidence, self-esteem.
Ripple effect.
And that helps them as a mother, a father, a brother, or whoever, right?
Totally.
It helps them in those other areas. And if it's only that, I'm okay with that. If I
Totally.
had clients where it was just that and it helped them with, they didn't get ripped abs, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, most people want the ripped abs, but then they don't realize how
They
hard
don't
it
have
really is
that
to get.
much discipline to like eat right and
It's-
do the right things.
You get to the point where you have to weigh out, is it worth it, right? The amount of effort that I really need to put in to become exactly how I think my body should look.
Yeah.
Do I really want to do that? Is it worth it? Because it can be really hard. I mean, I've been down to 5% body fat, and it was, some extremes to get there, right?
Yeah.
And it's not really worth it to stay there, right? The things that you gain the most from training and coaching is your level of confidence, your self-esteem, which is going to, again, help you with all areas of
Yeah.
life.
That's
Totally.
like,
So,
I was listening to a Sean O'Malley podcast. He's a UFC fighter, and he just fought. And the one thing that he is missing from his life after his fight is the training,
yeah.
because that gives
purpose.
him, looking forward to a fight and having to train to win that fight it's where he gets his motivation.
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. I do think that a lot of people, and I work with a lot of women. I think that the priorities and what people think is like going to motivate them a lot of the time isn't actually motivating.
Yeah.
They're like really motivating themselves with shame if they're thinking,
Yep.
I just want to lose 10 pounds.
And when they don't,
And yeah, and then it's like, okay, well, why is that the goal? Like, why can't the goal be, I want to be confident in the gym. I want to know how to build muscle, or I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups.
so do you like remind them, like the people that come into the gym, about that kind of thing? Like, you have to set realistic goals And
or maybe your goals today will not be your goals tomorrow.
Yep.
And maybe you don't see
and that's okay.
the full potential of what you're getting out of this, or the full range of benefits from this.
Yeah.
It's tricky though, because you have to, like, as a coach, and John probably knows this, is like you have to have buy-in from people. Like it doesn't matter how much you know, doesn't matter how cool you look. It's like, it's all about building trust with people, and like
It is.
them eventually, hopefully seeing, that it's more than just, losing weight. It's more than just this or that. But that takes definitely time, and it takes a little bit of time to build that trust.
Yeah.
It really does. You have to make every visit a good experience.
Yeah.
Even though I tell my clients, I'm like, yeah, sometimes these workouts suck. Like, it's hard. I get it. I understand. I've been there. They're like, well, you never get sore anymore. I'm like, yeah, I do. I push myself.
I'm always tired.
Yeah, I'm always tired. That's my new thing. I'm like, I'm always tired. Are you kidding?
That's
like,
funny.
I just live on tired. You try having 6 kids and,
Oh, yeah,
and doing 3
seriously.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is you, and I just spaced what I was saying because went on a tangent. Anyways, I totally forgot.
So
yes,
that was
I
bad.
agree.
I agree with you.
I want to talk to you. We just mentioned Sean O'Malley as a UFC fighter. So I want to talk to you about, I know you trained as a boxer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay. And I want to just go over that a little bit. Like, what made you want to train to be a boxer? Or
Okay, sweet. So, yeah, so this is actually really cool. This was one of the crappiest things that ever happened to me, but it's really cool. So I went to school for a couple of years, and then I decided I wanted to go to cooking school. So I actually moved to Canada, and I go to cooking school in Vancouver. And when I was there, I had like 2 really, really horrible things happen to me there. I got like attacked by this random old Indian dude in a park. He like pulled me into the bushes. Again, I'm not making this stuff up. And I hate that this has been a theme of my life, right? And I've actually had church leaders and people be like, well, what were you doing? What could you have done differently?
No,
Nothing,
you don't go there because that puts blame.
That.
It puts blame on you, and it's not your
what
fault.
were you doing?
It was
You shouldn't feel
I'm
shame
like,
or
I
guilt.
shouldn't have a vagina. Sorry
Yeah.
if I shouldn't say that. Like,
You're
that's
fine.
what I could have done differently, right? Like, I could have been a different gender.
Yeah.
But no, it was really horrible. But again, this was like one of the last incidences that this type of thing ever happened to me, which is really cool because I was like rock bottom again. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Why me? Why me? Why me? You know? And then I remember just being like, I don't want to be alive if this is going to be what always happens to me.
It would be super easy to play the blame game, you know?
Yeah, and it sucked, and I was very angry, but it was good because when I was going to cooking school, there was this little boxing gym down the street from the cooking school that I would go by every once in a while. And I was living in another country by myself, and I was a young girl. I was like, 18. And I remember I had seen that place. And so, like, as I was sitting here just in my room crying, angry, why did this happen to me? Why is this another time that this has happened to me where my safety of my body has been taken by someone? And I was just so disgusted with myself. You know, I put it on myself.
Yeah.
And then I remembered this boxing gym, and I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. Like, I'm going to go. And what made me the most mad was that I froze.
Yeah.
That's what made me the most mad. I was like, why did I freeze?
Yeah.
And then I was in a forest. So I was like going back to when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
So this happened to me in a forest, pulls me into the bushes and starts just groping me. And I froze. I didn't stand up for myself. I just froze. And I couldn't believe that I did that. I was like, why didn't you punch him?
Yeah.
Why didn't you run away?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have just ran away? But instead I was like, I'm so sorry. I need to go. And like, I start walking away after he had already kind of somewhat taken advantage of me. And it could have been worse, but it was just so weird that I let myself freeze. And obviously I learned, later on that that's just something that you will do to kind of protect yourself when you study like other scenarios like the fight or flight, fight, flight, freeze. So anyway, thought about the boxing gym, and I was like, I'm going to learn how to punch people. I was like, I don't know how to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And obviously growing up in Utah County, like it's the last thing women learn.
Yeah.
Like we learn how to sit still, go to